lap record.
That's good. Yeah, it was Jason Gamble, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Who came across the line first, but he got a 10-second penalty, and that saw him drop down to third.
Yeah, so Caroline gets the Lakers and the all clear to get going for the second. Away we go once again.
Greens there, I believe. Oh, that's a good start there. Was that number 42, 43? Paul Neal there from row 3. I believe it was. Either way, it was a luminous yellow machine that got a good start. And Callum Manley out in front.
I think it is always gone in there very hot indeed. Well, it looks very hot compared with the rest. I think he's just that much faster than everybody else, mate. He's already got a 1 second advantage, I think, as he goes down through the crane and curves.
I think the way to tell if it's Callum Manley or not is if you can see everything scraping the ground, like shoulder, elbow, knee, it's probably Callum.
Yeah, he certainly likes a spectacular style as the rookie thousands come out of Coppers for the first time and onto the Crutchlow Straight, as I'm calling it.
The Crutchlow Straight.
Yeah, I'm giving it to the man. You know, he's won a Grand Prix, which is more than most people. I mean, maybe we should name it after, say, I don't know, last world champion. Let's go most recent world champion.
What, British?
British.
Danny Kemp.
I was exactly thinking of that. Exactly, Danny Kemp, somebody like that, maybe. Trouble is, Kent Straight sounds a bit like it's been named after the county, really, doesn't it?
Probably not in Leicestershire.
How about Ray Straight, to be honest?
Ray Straight. Oh, Johnny Ray.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe we owe Johnny a sort of debt of gratitude somewhere. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's not speculate there as Bedwell leads Harris, Leighton, Dermot, Wilkins. Now, we got a bit of information about Mr. Leighton. Apparently his daughter is racing in the... Alicia is racing in the juniors there as well. So there we go. Yeah, Alicia Leighton. There you go, father and daughter in 2 different classes. Not the first time we've seen that, of course, but maybe as rookies, actually. I think it could be the first father and daughter rookies I've seen together. But there we go, that's all good stuff. All grist for the rumour mill, or whatever. Grist for the gossip mill.
We love a bit of gossip and speculation, don't we?
Exactly. We always get it wrong. No, especially can't get it right. Anyway, Callum Manley led the 600s over the line by about a second over Jason Gamble there. So we'll wait and see if that... No, over Toby Finner, sorry. Jason Gamble was in 3rd place there. So we're going to have this mix. Wow,
Duncan Bedwell, that is an advantage and a half, isn't it? What is it? 0.8 of a second last time. This time around it is 1.9.
Well, he had 2nd place in the earlier race by 0.148 of a second, so not the greatest advantage in the world.
I'm not sure what happened to Sam Cranston there, but he started in the middle of the front. Oh, of course, he got the stalled it, didn't he?
Yes, that's what I understand. Yes.
So I was wondering why the fastest second time came from the rider in 7th place, but when you see it's Sam Cranston, it pretty much explains it.
Yeah, absolutely does.
6:06, still no working transponder. That is Jake Anderton.
Okay, needs to sort that out at some point.
He's down in 28th place at the moment there.
So we did see the lap record go to Mr. Manley in the earlier race at the 1:14 there.
So Gamble, I think, wasn't it? Was it? Oh, it was Callum Manley.
Callum Manley there, right on the last lap.
That's it.
Absolute last lap he got it, because it was for a while Jason Gamble's, that's for sure. I think Jason Gamble, I think, held it for a fraction of a second across the line as well before the he didn't lose the lap time, of course, but he did lose the race due to cutting a corner. So actually, if it's the same lapping, you'd lose your lap record as well, I guess.
I suppose you could say it's a gamble that didn't pay off.
You're getting there.
I'm here all weekend, don't worry.
Yeah, I definitely won't. Right, 12.580. That's our fastest lap. That was Leighton there. So he's definitely not giving up on his second win of the day as James Leighton turns up the wick a little bit. So Alicia is see if Alicia can do as well as her dad, because certainly Dad is doing an extremely good job here. But 12.58 now, the rookie 1,000 lap record stands at 12.162. So I tell you what, not a million miles away from it there. A 12.580 is a very decent time, and
that's only the second flying lap as well.
Second flying lap, and he's still trying to catch up with Duncan Bedwell. So Bedwell's very much the pace setter. He's going a little bit slower than the man behind him now. 1.2 seconds though. We'll wait and see. The trouble they're going to have, I think, is they could be catching some of the back markers very shortly. If I look at the screen, they're going to be catching some of the slower 600 back markers very rapidly, and the same as the slower thousands become a problem for the for the faster 600s as well. So it does indeed work both ways. So there's a little bit of a compromise. You only have so many laps where you've got a clear track in front of you where you can try and punch ahead. So here they come over the line to complete lap 3 of 7, and the tail of the tape is that Leighton has closed the gap a little bit further. However, it doesn't go any quicker. He's still at 12, a 12.9, but man ahead of him there does a 13.7, and the gap's down to 0.4 of a second. Harris there is in third place now.
Oh, we're going to ride it down at Redgate there. It's a
yes,
big
cloud
of dust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was just going to say it looks like one of our rookies, but obviously.
One of our 600 rookies, I think. It looks like one of our goldfish coloured folks down there. So they're up, they're okay, and the guys at Redgate, that's the first time we've seen these serious incidents at Redgate there.
Yeah, except there were a few people run on there, but they managed to make their way back onto the circuit under their own steam. So, yeah,
it gives the guys at Redgate an excuse to wake up at long last, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I'm sure they've been there getting the suntan on.
Yeah, exactly, getting the skin to match the overalls, give it the full Donald Trump.
Oh, you say that like you're not a Trump fan.
Trying Donald who now? Yeah. Anyway, let's not walk into that political minefield. Cul-de-sac filled with mines even. Let's look at the results. It's Bedwell, Leighton and Harris, so it's a completely different grid here at the moment. Oh,
here we go, a change of the lead there, is it? It's Leighton ahead of Bedwell.
I thought that might well happen, to be fair, because Leighton's been coming for a long time. Slow laps as opposed again. That's nothing to do reflection of them.
Yellow flag there, so no overtaking. Where's Jason? We best tell him.
Yeah, watch out for those flags, Mr. Gamble. They're happening once again. What is happening in the 600s there, mates? It's Callum Manley leading. Big
across
surprise.
the line, it was Callum Manley ahead of Jason Gamble by less than half a second. In fact, it was 0.462 to be very specific. But Callum Manley did a 1 minute 16.1 and Gamble did a 1 minute 15.8. So
we know there's 14s out there, mate, because that's what they were both in the earlier race.
Here we are. There's Callum Manley ahead of Jason Gamble, and they're not doing anything spectacular in the first sector there, and that's backed up by nothing spectacular in the second sector. But Manley does go 0.2 of a second quicker, so the gap is 0.6 now.
Okay, that's all he needs to do. Fractions here and there. Toby Finnis right in the mix there too. He's running a third in that class, a little bit behind, about 1.1 seconds, but he's got nearly a 2-second advantage. No, actually a lot more so, because it's Mayer in fourth place at the moment. Just realised those guys have got a couple of 1,000cc machines between them and their rivals, so that makes all the difference, of course. Callum Bedwell runs at fifth of the rookie 600s at the moment. As the rookie thousands come across the line once again. This time it'll be last lap time, so that's Leighton over Bedwell there. So that is, of course, where the battle is, and it looks like James Leighton is doing a great job out in front there. It's a 16.1, so again badly affected by those back markers. It looks like he might have a relatively empty track in front of him this time, so if he's going to do any lap record stuff, he should be on this last lap. And of course the incentive you need, i.e. having somebody right up your backside who's trying to get past you, is all the incentive you ever really need in this game. Everybody else across the line there, some good midfield battles there. Davey going past on Hartle and Pays there. Pays going back a couple of places. Stana also stays where he is as Morgan gets beaten up by Bemsee there. What do you see, mate?
That's 0.2 of a second gap as we go into the final lap then between Manley and Gamble. Finnis is close enough if there was a little bit of an altercation between the leading two. Finnis is there ready to pick up the pieces, but 1.2 seconds to gain if he was to fight for the race win.
Okay, I'm going to try and keep an eye on those guys. They're down out the old hairpin toward under Starkey's Bridge. So that's where it gets confusing, of course. The corner is still called Starkey's Bridge, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, that's them going up now. That'll be them tipping into. Now, is that the battle or is that a back mark? It's really hard to tell because there's so many back marks. I think that could be the battle.
I think you're right.
Poppers.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
I think it's a nose and tail thing, but obviously we've got the.
Tell you what, looks like Jason. That's certainly Jason.
Oh, change at the front. Sorry, mate. It looks like Bedwell's managed to get past on the last lap there.
Oh, he went a second quicker.
Bedwell found a load of time there. Went a second quicker. I think that's a back marker shuffle losing out there to poor old James Leighton. But hey, that's all part of racing as we wait for that battle in the 600s to come past us. Can Callum Manley? Oh no, I think it's Jason Gamble.
Jason Gamble
there. Jason did what he needed to do on the last lap there.
So we're on Sunday. Let me just talk a little bit about yesterday. First race I didn't record, unfortunately, but yeah, I basically had. So I crossed the line in first, but I overtook on a yellow flag, which was a bit unfair for me to do that to Callum, really, because he was in front, and then
Jason got a P1. Jason overtook everyone under yellow flags.
So yeah, I overtook Callum and a 1,000 back marker on yellow flags, and I wasn't sure whether to give the position back. If I had, then I would have probably lost second as well, and I'd have probably gone back to third. So I just thought, I'm going to take the penalty and just go as fast as I can, try and make up as much time as I can. But unfortunately, 10-second penalty meant that I come in third, so I got a third place. That was my fault for not looking up, because Callum was in front of me, who braked behind the 1,000 back marker. I thought he'd just timed the pass wrong, and because I was looking at them, looking at the apex, and then looking to overtake, I then overtook them, looked up, yellow flag was right in front of me. I was just like, okay. So I just carried on going. And then second race, I got a P1. Yes, Callum, I got you. Finally got you. And yeah, well happy with that. I got the footage of that, so you'd have already seen that. But yeah, happy as Larry. Now it's Sunday today, so Carl's just been for his warm-up because of his mishaps and all that crappy, unreliable bike issues. Yeah, so my little crappy Kawasaki old clapped out thing is going strong. Little oil leak, but she's going strong. She's the only reliable one in the paddock, and she is sitting at 16,000 RPM pretty much the whole time. So yeah, we'll see what today can bring, eh? And we'll join you in race 3 and race 4. See you in a bit.